Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to solve another problem, and the problem states we need to find the policy holder with the most rejected claims. In this, we are going to learn two things. First, we are going to group the policy holder name and how many policy has been rejected for that particular policy holder name. So now let's simply jump in and write our stream method. So first we'll open our method, which will be a public type, and the return type will be void, and then we will have our name, rejected claims, and then we are going to open our curly braces, and then we are going to define it in our map. So why map? Because map will be having key and value pair where we are needing grouping and we need to count the values. So the first will be string, which will be holding the name of the policy holder, and the second element of value will be long, which will be holding the count of the policy holder for that particular rejection or exception. We are going to use the same name as our method name, insurance policy header policy, and then we are going to open our stream, and then we are going to open our collect method, and then in here we need to open our collectors, and then we need to use to map because it's a map. And now what are we going to do is we are going to have define our method insure insurance, and then we are going insurance, and then what we need is we need get policy holder because it's a custom object, and then we need to get policy holder dot get name, get policy holder get name, and then get policy holder name, and then what we need is insurance policy get claims. Perfect. Okay, yeah, both conditions are right. I think let move it down. Okay, looks more crisp. Now what we are going to, so after formatting it's looking better. Now let us, we have done our first part of collector, and now what are we going to do is we need to open our stream again because we need to get the count, and in this stream we are going to filter based on the rejection, or you could use any other status if you change the problem statement dot get a status, and then a status is equal ignore case or anything you could define it as, which will be in our case rejected. And then what are we going to do is we need to count it how many are there, and then simply we need to reject it. Now we are going to print this value. So to print this we need to use what for each, and then we are going to define it as a key and value, open our lambda expression, define our sysout, and in here what are we going to do is we need to have our name, and then we need to have a little bit of formatting in here. Okay, let it move it down so that it will be easier to understand. Okay, and now what are we going to do is we need to have our value here, name and value, and we'll open our rejected claims. Just give a little more white space here so that it looks nice. And now let us, but before running this application, let me kill the presentation mode. Okay, and I hope you could see it. Okay, now we'll copy it and replace it with our controller. Otherwise, controller will not fire the service. Now let us run the application, clear the logs, and now fire Postman and see that are we getting the desired output or not. Finger crossed. Okay, yes, we are getting what we have expected. John is having one claim in reject status, whereas Alice is having zero claim under the rejected status. As we can come to our policy JSON, you could see that Alice don't have any rejected claims, whereas John is having one rejected claim. Now tu- we can manipulate, or we can change our condition that we don't want rejected claims. We can just simply pass approved claim, and then we need to rerun it. Do the logs, fire it again. Perfect. John having two rejected claims. Okay, that means this is a typo, but we can correct it. Let's just correct it, and then it look better because we cannot do mistakes. Okay, perfect. So now you can see John having two approved claims and Alice having one approved claim. So now you could see the benefit of here. So the thing is, these all small stream APIs help you where if you have worked with bigger organization or product based companies or certain product, like for example, there are some, if you are aware of those kind of softwares who are manipulating with or using a lot of data, like for example, those Bitcoin trading or forex trading application, when they are dealing with trade, there are a lot of financial data where you need to do a lot of calculation over there, and then you need to give the desired output. So you could see here, right, that based on a specific JSON, this can be any JSON. Maybe in future we are going to take it as a Bitcoin example, but not for now. Anyhow, so now you can see here that how we are just simply with this complicated JSON, we are just writing a stream API, and then you can pass this information to our front end web application or to your mobile application. This can be used by anyone. So this is the benefit of you learning stream, and that's why I'm using complicated problem. Okay, that's all for now. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.